Chapter 205, The Sand Band's Secret Fort. Hachi's Walk on the Seafloor, Volume 20. Hachi's Rage at Being Fooled. Hachi is not happy. Not the first time he's been fooled, either. So the bomb is still about to go off. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 90 seconds. 90 seconds. It says that in literally the same panel. 2 minutes from now, we'll either be dead or alive. We still have 90 seconds left. So 90 seconds. 91 seconds, we'll either be dead or alive. I don't know. Vivi, Usopp, Nami, Chopper converge on the clock tower, trying to figure out how to get into it. Nami knows how. Or Vivi knows how. And what's his name? Birdman gets shot out of the sky. Apparently from the clock tower itself, with the gun that says ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. And time ticks away, and we are back with Luffy and Crocodile fighting. This is another one of those fights that you really need to see for yourself in manga form if you have not. Manga form. Crocodile still has his poisoned hook. The king is still watching and is still extremely impressed with Luffy. Crocodile is still confused about how many times he's seemingly defeated Luffy, yet Luffy just keeps coming back. To which Luffy responds, "You still don't get it." Pell was, and we're back at the clock tower. Pell was the Birdman, right? That got shot. That's right. So they're trying to figure out how to get up there. Then it turns out Sanji is already up there. I guess he saw the note and somehow made his way. But there's no easy way in from there, apparently. Still trying to figure out another way. Apparently there's a stairway at the far corner of the first floor. Don't want to just burst through the tower because they're worried they'll trigger the bomb. Okay. This is where things get interesting, though. Mr. Seven and Miss Father's Day are in the clock tower. The clock face on one side opens, and they kind of reveal themselves. And that is the end of the chapter. And the end of Volume 22, technically. Getting very close to the end here of this arc and this saga all at once. Chapter 206, Ignition. Hachi's Walk on the Seafloor, Volume 21. They went that way. So he's after his betrayers. We see the Navy and we see the Baroque Works, I guess part of the Billions, I think, here, who are trying to pretend like they're not the Baroque Works. But the Navy fights them anyway. Tashigi's like, Tashigi is like, "Why are you hesitating? There's no time to wait for proof. Trust your own judgment on who the bad guys are." Any second now, up in the clock tower, Mr. Seven and Miss Father's Day are about to fire the cannon. It's a pretty serious looking cannon. They're going to fire it right into the crowd of people in the square, I guess. They're about to ignite a fuse, in which we go quickly back to Luffy and Crocodile continuing to fight. Both of them not doing great. Luffy should have been dead a long time ago, but he's not. Crocodile says as much. And he's also saying, "You're already poisoned from my hook. You're going to die even if you win this fight." Back at the clock tower. 15 seconds to ignition. They've got a plan to get up there, which involves... It's like a 3-tier plan here. It involves Nami using Usopp's weapon to create a cyclone to shoot them up partially. And then it involves Sanji intercepting them and kicking them and sending them up even more further, which actually they lose Usopp in this moment, but Chopper and Vivi continue. And then Usopp falls to the ground back down where Nami is. That launches them up a little further to where Zolo is, then uses the back side of his sword to launch them even further up. And they're basically just about to get to the top of the tower here when Mr. Seven and Miss Father's Day see them and recognize Vivi as Miss Wednesday. Then we're back at Crocodile and Luffy, where Crocodile's basically like, "I don't get it. All you have to do is walk away. What's a friend or two? You don't even have to be a part of this. And Luffy's like, I don't want Vivi to die because she's my friend. And he's basically willing to give himself up for his friends. Unlike Crocodile, who doesn't really have any friends, let's be honest, right? But there's Luffy's, that's one of his major principles. Friendship means everything. Anyway, back at the clock tower. There are 7 seconds left. They're about to launch. They're about to fire the cannon. They're about to shoot, I think, Vivi and Chopper, who I'm not sure if Zolo actually quite launched them up yet. It looks like it's about to happen. And that's the end of the chapter. Chapter 207, Nightmare. Hachi's Walk on the Seafloor, Volume 22, The Mermaid Selling Macro. Okay, moving forward. Crocodile and Luffy continue to fight. Luffy's down, Crocodile's laughing. Ha 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 ha. As if could ever defeat me. Ridiculous. Back in the clock tower, the fuse is lit. The cannon is going to go off in moments, mere moments. And yes, Zolo is now actually flinging them up. Got Mr. 7 and Miss Father's Day ready to intercept as well. 6 seconds to explosion. Zolo launches them. And there's an explosion. I think they shot him. I think Mr. 7 and Miss Father's Day both shot him, and if they get shot Zolo, and if their bullets collide, they explode. And I think that's the explosion. So Zolo appears to be gravely injured. I'm sure he's dead, obviously. Chopper and Vivi kind of reach the same level, and then Chopper, I think, it looks like he throws Vivi in at them. Is that what happened? Or maybe he threw her up. But they take a shot at Chopper, I believe, here. And they don't know where Vivi is. Yeah. In the moments before this, Chopper throws Vivi up. So they only see Chopper, and they kind of take care of him. I think they shoot him. But they don't see Vivi coming from above, which is where Chopper threw her in an arc towards them. And she makes it down and does some kind of peacock string slasher move. 2 seconds left. They miss her. They at least fall or half fall out of the face of the clock tower. And with 1 second left, go back to Crocodile, who says it's over. You see Luffy down. You see Nico Robin down over there. You see Sergeant Tashiki still fighting the Baroque Works. Flashback a little bit to the Sansan Band's secret fort, situation, or at least the Sansan Band going to see if Vivi wants to play, and we get a little flashback. Chaka and Lord Pell witnessing all of this. And I think it's Pell who basically agrees to keep her secret that she keeps going to play with the Sansan Band. We know that this clock tower is the secret place. Back at the clock tower, they're wondering if it worked. And it looks like the other two continue to fall. Fuse does fizzle out. I'm not sure if she blew it out or what stopped it, but she still hears ticking is what I think is happening. We see Zolo falling still. They're all on the ground, basically, except for Vivi. And they think something funny is going on because the explosion hasn't happened yet. Back at Crocodile, who's talking to the king, where we learn, like, if somehow this bomb is stopped, it's actually on a timer, so just a few more seconds. Vivi then, back in the clock tower, realizes it because she heard the ticking and that it's going to explode anyway. They're all like, oh my god, what are we going to do now? That's the end of the chapter. Chapter 208, Guardian Spirit, Hachi's Walk on the Seafloor, Volume 23. Octopus, Fritter Punch. Hachi destroys this ship where the mermaid was. Yeah, Octopus Fritter Punch, I guess. Kaboom. Tick. The bomb's ticking. We see Vivi staring at the bomb. The crocodile saying the truth is the kingdom is doomed. You can't save it. Vivi continues to stare at the bomb. Everyone's lamenting what's about to happen. Everything's for nothing. We tried so hard for it to end like this. Vivi's very angry with Crocodile. Then Luffy stands up back at Crocodile, and we see Crocodile notice this. Luffy saying, I'll never lose to a creep like you. Crocodile says, you're more dead than alive, Straw Hat. You've got nothing left but bluster. You're finished. Luffy again lets Crocodile know that I'm going to be king of the pirates. Obviously, Crocodile doesn't believe him. They continue to fight back in the clock tower while everyone's staring up at it, but Pell shows up. This brings back memories. The Sansan Band's secret hideout. I had my hands full with your antics back then, and we get antics, and we get another flashback where he's angry with Vivi for not being careful. If anything were to happen to you, my heart would break. So we get a sense of how much she means to him, and that he's willing to keep her secret, and that he would go take her flying even though he wasn't supposed to. And it's because of this that now, back in the present day, he decides to sacrifice himself. So he takes the bomb and flies off dramatically and blows up to sacrifice himself to save the kingdom, to save Vivi, the enemies, to save the royal family. The enemies of the royal family shall be destroyed. Very cool. And that's the end of that chapter. In this video, next video, once ready, will be here. Please like and subscribe. Great arc. The ending is coming. Peace.